atmospheric moisture is going to be on the way, and that will tend to create hazardous problems for folks. Place like Seattle, Olympia, but then you go up north. I mean, not up north, but you go up in elevation to the east. Things are far worse. Roads become dangerous to drive on, considering the snow, freezing rain, or sleet threat. But regardless, there's just no shortage of horrific weather events that are to come for folks throughout the United States. Now you do see there's something right here, and it is a winter mesoscale discussion. It's mostly heavy snow that's currently ongoing in central Illinois, southeastern Iowa, and western Indiana, and that includes Indianapolis. Oh boy. What a time, folks. What a time. I'm going to take a quick sip, folks. Alright, let's take a look in terms of the winds, and we start off in the northeast, where mostly winds are coming from the southwest. But on the western side of the Appalachians, winds are coming from the west, but then they shift to the northeast. Though the winds are moving up to 25 miles an hour, just a little light on the coastal areas, except for eastern Long Island, where it's a little close to 30 miles an hour there. Up to 25 in northern Vermont. In the south, start off in the Carolinas, in Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, eastern Tennessee. Winds are moving to the northeast, moving up to 20 miles an hour. Florida, winds are coming from the east, but once you get to the northern part of the state, they move to the north. Hold on a minute. All right, I'm back. Though the winds are going to be light, but in the southern part of the state, it's up to 25 miles an hour. In western Tennessee and northern Mississippi, winds are somewhat light and variable. As well as for folks in Arkansas, Louisiana, and southern Mississippi, winds are coming from the Gulf, but then they shift to the north, but lose its speed. But just before that, winds are up to 20 miles an hour. Oklahoma, mostly winds are coming from the northeast. They're blowing up to 20 miles an hour, but a little lighter in the southern part of the state. Plus, northeastern Texas. We do see converging winds in the panhandle of Texas. Some places near Lubbock, just blowing up to 25 miles an hour. Western Texas, some places have light and variable winds, others up to 20 to 30 miles an hour there. Winds are coming from the west. Throughout the rest of Texas, like southern Texas, winds are coming from the south. They're blowing up to 20 miles an hour. In the Midwest, let's take a look. In the Ohio Valley, winds are coming from the northwest, but they shift its winds to the east, blowing up to 20 to 25 miles an hour. A little light in Kentucky. In Wisconsin and Michigan, winds are generally coming from the west-northwest, blowing it up to 20 to 30 miles an hour, but once you're on the lake, they increase the winds further. The northern plain states like Minnesota and the Dakotas, winds are coming from, well, they're only moving to the southeast, but they're blowing up to 25 miles an hour. In Nebraska, winds are moving just generally to the south, up to 25 miles an hour. Iowa, up to 20, moving to the south. As well as Missouri and much of Kansas. The winds are just, slowing down in the west central part of the state. But regardless, they're moving to the southwest, blowing up to 20 to 25 miles an hour throughout many places in Kansas. In the west, Much of the west has light and variable winds, depending on the geography, the topography there. But let's just say in northern Montana, winds are moving to the northwest up to 20 or 30 miles an hour in some places. Southern and eastern Wyoming winds are converging, but they're moving towards Cheyenne, and then in eastern Colorado, they're moving to the south. New Mexico moving to the east, somewhere blowing around 20 to 25 or 35 miles an hour. And we take a look, and the immediate coastal part of the Pacific Northwest, they're moving to the west, but then they shift to the north once they're on the water. In Los Angeles, winds are very light and variable right now, which is why that place is susceptible to smog. I mean, even smoking and as well as smokestacks emitting so much pollutants into the air can result in the polluted air to remain in those areas instead of the winds like breaking those polluting air particles away. It's gonna stay there, unfortunately, if that happens, and which is why they have this no burning wood rule in the first place, because that could lead to worsening conditions for those with underlying conditions, respiratory, cardiac, or any other issues they have had. I've already covered much of the West, though. But I just want to see the pollution real quick. So the air quality index is unhealthy in the heart of Los Angeles. NO2s, a lot of NO2s all over the city, and as well as just slightly less in San Diego. I don't know about aerosols. SO2s, plenty of SO2s in the Los Angeles area. And the carbon monoxide is very high in the Los Angeles area. That includes Santa Monica, Downey, Inglewood, just mostly in the basin area of Los Angeles. Anywhere south of the Hollywood Hills is considered very very dangerous for folks there. All right, and now, so for folks out there, just don't burn anything. Don't burn anything, and if you do, then you're going to be held responsible for this. And yeah, and there are consequences for that. And for those with underlying health conditions, might need to go to the hospital if conditions worsen, or loved ones, please do so. Check up on your neighbors and your loved ones, and just head over to the hospital just to make sure that just so that nothing worse happens. But just hoping nothing bad happens. Now let's take a look at gusts. But before we do that, we'll take a look at the temperatures. In Maine, we got temperatures that range from the upper teens to upper 20s. The rest of New England, temperatures range from the mid-20s to mid-30s. Throughout upstate New York, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, temperatures range from the upper 20s. Well, actually, you know what? Let's just say upstate New York, temperatures range from the upper 20s to low 30s. In Pennsylvania, temperatures range from the low 30s to... you know what? I'm just going to say upstate New York, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia, temperatures range from the upper 20s to upper 30s. To the low 40s, I mean. My brain is going elsewhere, folks. My apologies on that one. The greater New York City area, the tri-state area, temperatures are in the mid 30s to low 40s. In the mid-Atlantic, temperatures are in the 40s to low 50s. Though there's a huge contrast between Charleston and Roanoke. In the southeast, let's take a look. Okay, Tennessee, temperatures are in the mid 40s to low 50s. The Carolinas, temperatures are in the 50s to mid 60s, mid 50s to mid 60s. Georgia, temperatures range from Georgia, Alabama, Mississippi, temperatures range from the mid 50s to low 70s. Arkansas, temperatures range from the mid 40s to mid 50s. Sorry about that. Just had to make quick sips, folks. Okay. Let's see. Arkansas, temperatures are in the mid 40s to mid 50s. Louisiana, temperatures are in the 60s to mid 70s. Florida, we got temperatures that range from the upper 60s to upper 70s. In Oklahoma, temperatures range from the mid 40s to mid 50s. The northern fringes of Texas, temperatures are in the 50s. The rest of the panhandle, western Texas particularly, actually much of Texas, they're in the 60s, except for southern and coastal Texas, they're in the 70s. In the Ohio Valley, we got temperatures. Okay, so let's dive deep just a little bit. We got temperatures in the 20s to low 30s in Ohio. Kentucky, temperatures are in the 30s to low 40s. In Indiana, temperatures range from the mid-teens to the low 30s. You got Chicago, Chicago's at 8 degrees along with Peoria, 12 at Springfield. And it looks like there's a huge temperature contrast, a huge difference in temperatures between Evansville and Indianapolis. Looks like, anywhere just south of the Ohio River is considered mostly above freezing, except for Frankfort. But to the north, it's a different story. But regardless, there's plenty of snow all over. Let's go to the Ohio, to the Great Lakes region. We got temperatures that are in the teens in the lower peninsula. Upper Peninsula, they range from 0 to 12 degrees. Wakefield's at -4. The rest of Wisconsin, much of the state, they're in negative territory in the single digits. In the south, they're in the single digits in positive territory. Minnesota, temperatures are in the negative single digits to -10 in Bemidji. Let's see, North Dakota, temperatures range from the low negative teens to mid single digits negative territory. In South Dakota, temperatures are in positive single digits. Iowa, temperatures are also in the positive single digits. Nebraska, temperatures in the northern eastern parts of the state, they're in the teens. In the rest of the state, they're in the 20s to mid 30s. It looks like as though there's a huge contrast in a huge difference between Chadron and Ogallala. Yeah, it's pretty warm down south, but once you go up north in Nebraska, hold on a minute, folks. All right, I'm back, folks.